How will you spend this Memorial Day? Visiting cemeteries to honor our fallen soldiers? Watching or participating in a parade? Maybe going to a picnic with family and friends? Or just taking advantage of the long weekend to get away? While you may plan on doing one or all of these activities, did you ever stop to reflect on the rich history of this holiday? If you're like most, probably not. Memorial Day, originally called Decoration Day, is a day of remembrance for those who have died in our nation's service. Before the end of the Civil War, organized women's groups in the South decorated graves of their soldiers. A hymn published in 1867 carried the dedication to the ladies of the South who are decorating the graves of the Confederate dead. While many cities claim to be the birthplace, Waterloo, New York was officially declared the birthplace of Memorial Day by President Lyndon Johnson in May 1966. It is more likely that it had many separate beginnings. Many towns held planned or spontaneous gatherings to honor the war dead in the 1860s. With each ceremony, our general human need to honor our dead was felt. This inspired General John Logan, National Commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, to officially proclaim and establish May 30th, 1868 as our first Memorial Day. He noted that it was important to remember that Memorial Day is not about division. It's about reconciliation and coming together to honor those who gave their all. The first state to officially recognize the holiday was New York in 1873. By 1890, it was recognized by all the northern states. The South refused to acknowledge the day, with states honoring their dead on separate days until after World War I, when the holiday changed from honoring just those who died fighting in the Civil War to honoring all Americans who died fighting any war. The holiday is now celebrated on the last Monday in May, passed by Congress with the National Holiday Act of 1971 to ensure a 3-day weekend for federal holidays. In 1915, Moena Michael wrote a poem, "We cherish too the poppy red that grows on fields where valor led. It seems to signal to the skies that blood of heroes never dies." She also conceived the idea to wear red poppies on Memorial Day to honor those who died serving the nation during the war. She was the first to wear one and sold poppies to her friends and co-workers with the money going to benefit servicemen in need. Shortly before Memorial Day in 1922, the VFW became the first veterans organization to sell poppies nationally. 2 years later, their Buddy Poppy program was selling artificial poppies made by disabled veterans. In 1948, the U.S. Post Office honored Miss Michael for her role in founding the National Poppy Movement by issuing a red 3-cent postage stamp with her likeness. Unfortunately, traditional observance of Memorial Day has diminished over the years. Many Americans nowadays have forgotten the meaning and traditions of Memorial Day. At many cemeteries, the graves of our fallen heroes are increasingly ignored and neglected. While there are towns and cities that still hold Memorial Day parades, many have not held a parade in decades. Some people think the day is for honoring any and all dead, not just those fallen in service to our country. To help re-educate and remind Americans of the true meaning of Memorial Day, the National Moment of Remembrance resolution was passed in December 2000, which asked that at 3 p.m. local time, all Americans voluntarily and informally observe, in their own way, a moment of remembrance and respect, pausing from whatever you're doing for a moment of silence or listening to taps. We ask that you consider pausing, as we here at Arlington will, for 1 minute to reflect on the real meaning of Memorial Day and to remember those who died fighting for the freedoms we enjoy and the country we love.